Can everyone hear me? Yeah? Okay. Hi, I'm Neve. Ooh, I'm nervous. And I am a junior here at Sacramento State. I'm studying finance. I'm a numbers girl. So throughout college, I've been very involved in my sorority, and I love to socialize. For those who know me, I'm always talking. I have a very bubbly personality, and it's rare when I'm not in a good mood, with the exception of when I'm doing my finance homework. I was successful academically, I had a healthy social life, and I was very active here on campus. Now for the hard part. Little did I know, my life was going to take a sharp left turn when I decided to go to what I thought was a harmless house party on Friday, March 10th, 2017. We'd gone to tons of house parties before. Why would this one be any different? That night, I didn't expect to be raped. I didn't expect to know my perpetrator, and I didn't expect to escape out of a bedroom window. I am not a passive person. I said no. He continuously asked me, "Are you serious? Neve, are you being serious right now?" And each and every time I screamed, "I'm serious." He wouldn't stop. I even tried to kick him. What made him think that just because we had consensual sex in the past, that this time would be the same? I was so clear, I didn't want it. Someone tried to open the bedroom door, so he got up and put a chair under the doorknob, and I took the opportunity and climbed out the bedroom window. With black mascara tears streaming down my face, I went to go find my friends. And as the hot mess I was, I told them I was raped and that I wanted to go home. One friend charged into the kitchen and confronted him. He responded with, "She wanted it." I could not have been more clear. Come the following Monday, I had to face him in class. I mentally prepared myself. I gave myself a lot of pep talks in the mirror, trying to hype myself up. I spent more effort on my hair and makeup than I usually do. And I got through the class. But after class, however, I completely broke down, and I told the professor what had happened on Friday night, so he would let me take exams and quizzes during office hours. And he willingly agreed. I was unaware at the time that professors are required to report these kinds of things to Title IX. So, of course, Title IX emailed me a couple times to see if I was willing to make a report. And I don't even think I responded. For those of you who don't know what Title IX is, it's basically the university's way of dealing with sexual assault cases if the victim doesn't want to make an official police report, which was perfect for me. So Title IX and the police are separate things. I was scared to report for several reasons. I didn't want to be known as the typical girl who was raped by the stupid college frat party. I didn't want questions like, "What were you wearing? Were you drinking? Are you sure you said no?" But the biggest reason I was scared to report, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy for this because I think I'm crazy for this now, but it was because I didn't want to get his fraternity in trouble. So let me explain. So last year, Sac State fraternities and sororities raised thousands of dollars for cancer research. That's amazing. But of course the media is only going to cover Chad Smith from Sigma Apple Pie who got alcohol poisoning on New Year's Eve. Greek life is filled with good people. And I refuse to let one bad seed ruin an organization of 50 well-raised men who were completely innocent in this situation. It wasn't fair. I tried to brush my rape under the rug by continuing to socialize and hang out with my friends. Some people don't leave their house when this happens to them, but I went on a mini bender. I would go out maybe 5, 6 nights a week in an effort to cover up what I was really going through. My grades fell due to all the partying, and my life was truly unhealthy in every aspect. The night of March 10th consumed me, and I felt like I was being buried alive. I didn't expect this to result in severe anxiety, deep depression, and so many mental breakdowns. I thought I could put my rape in the back of my mind and wipe the memory from existence. I thought I could avoid it. I didn't expect flashbacks from that night to creep up on me at any given moment. In class, with my family, when I'm driving, I would visualize myself being raped again, over and over, and it took over my life. Sorry. Just 2 short weeks later, I was on a spring break trip, and I had a flashback where I visualized myself being raped again. I excused myself from the fun, and I had a panic attack in the corner. A member of his fraternity, ironically enough, right? He noticed, and he asked what was wrong. I told him I was raped by one of his brothers. He was furious, but not with me, with him. And with the help of another man in the fraternity, they actually took action by expelling him from the fraternity. I was shocked, absolutely shocked to see this happen. I was so set on the thought that they would retaliate against me, that the fraternity would blame me. But they did just the opposite. Not only did they expel him, but they even encouraged me to report it to Title IX. I later learned that since the fraternity made no efforts whatsoever to cover this up, they could not be in trouble with the school, which was my biggest fear. It was that moment that I decided to report to Title IX. Best decision I ever made. Within weeks later, I learned that I was the second girl at Sacramento State he had sexually assaulted. And that's only of the women who reported it. How many more of us could there be? The other victim, though I still don't know her name and probably never will, she gave me the strength to continue with my case because Lord knows there were so many times I wanted to quit. She played such a huge role in keeping me strong, and just the mere thought of her encouraged me to stick it out and see this case through. One of my biggest fears after I was supported was not receiving any support. I thought I was going to go through this alone and that no one would believe me, but I was absolutely wrong. Not only did I receive so much support from my family and my close friends who I confided in, but also the Title IX program here at Sacramento State. I'm not exaggerating when I say they held my hand through every single step of the way. I want to acknowledge, though, that others aren't as blessed to receive the support that I got. The thought that there are survivors out there who go through this with no one in their court blows my mind. Some of you might even be in this crowd. Living with the burden of rape is hard enough as it is. I can't imagine going through it without support. Just over a year has passed, and I am very happy to say that Sacramento State has since expelled this so-called man from not only this campus here at Sacramento, but every single CSU. Every single CSU. I have so much unwavering confidence in the system. Since March 10th, 2017, I have beaten depression. The flashbacks, though they still happen from time to time, have reduced significantly, and I'm learning how to live my new normal. I go out with friends. My GPA is climbing back up, thank God. I go out with friends. I go to parties in the healthy way this time, and I even go on the occasional date, meaning I'm becoming more trusting with men, which was a big issue for me in the beginning. Like I said, I'm learning to live my new normal, and I'm taking it day by day. I never would have known how strong I am. My rape will always be a part of me, but I refuse to let it define me. There is so much more to me than what happened last March. It's a blip in the road, and I will not let it stop me from achieving my goals. If I can live with the rape, I can do anything. If you or anyone you know is scared to come forward for any reason, think about all the potential men or women you could be saving from the traumas of rape. You as an individual can make such a big difference in this world. Don't be afraid to report. Get your justice.